About to get started here. And starting this one, Taj Bradley. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
He has a great ability to command a game, Boog, but in order for that to happen today, he's got to limit damage, make smart pitches, and avoid big innings. If he were a golfer, we'd say he needs to avoid any double bogeys out there, and if he does, his scorecard is going to look pretty good at the end of the day.
Paul Goldschmidt, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one.
First pitch, 7:07.
Right through there for a strike.
Back-to-back fastballs in. That last one called for a strike. Probably go away, but look for him to come back in there to try to finish you off.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Gets under and pops it up. Waltz settles under this one. And there's one down. Here's a look at Aaron Boone's lineup for the Yankees. A really frustrating showing for them in their last game. Lots of traffic on the bases, but they left a ton of runners on base. Couldn't cash in their chances, Chris.
They had plenty of chances. There's nobody to blame it on but themselves offensively. They just did a poor job converting in those situations. You have to figure out what's your plan going to be. Maybe watch some tape from the last game. Make the adjustments. So if you get those opportunities in this one, you've got a much better chance of scoring some runs. There it was. Oh, here it is. Hit it. He gets a take, gets ahead in the count.
That one pushed to the left and foul. Out to short, Waltz. And I don't know what's going on there, but he's safe at first.
That is third, the right fielder, number 99, Aaron.
Sometimes early errors can be just as costly as errors made late in the ball game, but you just don't know it at the time. Second batter of the game gets on base for free, bringing up the number 3 hitter. So we'll see if they can take advantage right here.
Runner on at first with one gone. And now the right fielder, Aaron Judge. That one's upstairs, ball one. Judge goes 6 feet 7 inches, 32 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2013. And that's in there for a strike, and now it's even.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out of that double play.
Judge rips that one. That ball's carrying onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Here comes Cody Bellinger. Tap foul at the plate. Rice leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Bradley picks over, and he's back in safely. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. That's back there. And that ball is out of here. He'll circle the bases. His second of the year. It's 2-0.
Well, not every home run is a majestic blast off the bat, and even though he hit it pretty well, it was anything but a sure thing to get out. But today, the conditions were right. He got just enough of it, and I think the backspin really helped that thing carry.
Anthony Volpe stepping in now for the Yankees. Inside, just missed.
1-0.
2 out, space is empty. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Meisner makes the grab, and that's the inning. Another look at the long ball for the Yankees. And it's 2-zip. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Tropicana Field, our starting pitcher in this one, Carlos Carrasco. What do you have on him, Singy?
Try to stay back for that power changeup. Speed differential between the fastball and the changeup is huge. Hitters, they have a hard time staying back.
We go to the bottom of the first, and stepping in for the Rays, Cameron Meisner. That misses the zone. 1-0.
No strike.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Swing and a ball popped up. Volpe. He's got it, and there's 1 down. All right, let's take a look at the Rays lineup. This group was shut out their last game, so we're going to see if they can bounce back with a better effort here today.
And Boog, it can get in your head a little bit when you get shut out. You're frustrated. You're seeing that consecutive streak of innings you haven't scored, and you want to get off to a great start, score early, because if you don't, you feel like you could linger into 2 consecutive games, which no one wants to be a part of.
Brandon Lau in the box now. No balls and a strike. 1 out, base is empty. On the ground to third, Cabrera. Gets it to first. Here tonight, an efficient start to the home first, 2 away.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Yandy.
2 down, base is empty. And now the DH, Yandy Diaz. And a foul ball. And that one fouled off.
Now, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
Inside. And a count 1-2.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A little bit low.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
He goes down looking. Rays go in order. 1, 2, 3. They trail it here 2-0. All set for the start of the inning. Digging in, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Bradley back to work. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Foul ball there. And a pitch. That
One
misses
ball,
the
two
zone,
strikes.
and that's ball one. And there's a ball.
2-2.
On the ground, right side. Lau handles, throws to first. One up, one down.
Batting seventh, the catcher, number 25.
Here's the Yankees catcher now. They say you win.
No ball. One strike.
One down, base is empty. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike three.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Jason Dominguez stands in now, looks at that one inside. Two down, nobody on. And now 1-2.
The strong second inning is a confidence builder for him, a relief for his manager. Doesn't have to get into that bullpen quite as early.
This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Aranda makes the catch, and that'll do it. So they make short work of him there. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Yankees 2, the Rays nothing. Back now in Tampa Bay. We head to the bottom of the second, and here's the first baseman, Jonathan Aranda.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong.
And that's outside. And another ball. Clyde Washington doing the umpiring behind the dish in this one. Sometimes considered a bit of a pitcher's umpire, Singy.
He likes the low ball, which traditionally favors pitching, but you know, hitters today are pretty good at dropping their barrel down, so we'll see how it goes in this one.
Now this is in the air down the line, and that's a foul ball. And there's a foul ball. The next offering misses. And now it's filled up 3-2. Swings and misses. That's one out the bottom of the second.
That was a really nice pitch call for that put-away slider right there. You look at the sequence in that at-bat, and he hadn't thrown it yet, so this makes it really tough to recognize and fight off with 2 strikes. I'm sure it looked like a fastball all the way until it wasn't.
Junior Caminero getting ready to hit. Good power. Not great in the OBP department. Pop foul out of play off to the right. Hammered down the right side, but foul. The 0-2. And that one off the outside edge. Left field, way back there. That's back. And it's out of here. And they're on the board. It's 2-1.
That could be one of those swings that really help spark this offense. When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
Now a chance for Richie Palacios. Pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-0. And that one missing inside a sharp slider. Pitch misses there. And now 3 balls and a strike. That one fouled off. 1 out, base is empty, and a run in. Bottom half of inning number 2. Outside, and that is ball 4.
It's not easy laying off that pitch. It's designed to fool you, but he just wasn't fooled at all.
Jake Mangum next to hit for the Rays. Third baseman playing on the edge of the grass looking for the sac bunt. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact...
Runner on the move, pitch in for a strike. Throw, safe.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Runner at second here, 1 gone. That one misses. Now 1-2. On the ground, right side. A flip to the pitcher covering, and now 2 gone.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground, nice ground out.
Ben Workvet next to hit for the Rays. And fouled off. Palacios on third with 2 out. The next pitch misses, and 1-1. Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats. Off the plate inside, and it's 2-2. Goes down looking.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
New inning getting started, and now it's switch hitting third baseman Oswaldo Cabrera. And the first offering a fastball for a strike. Breaking ball through there for a strike. To the right side. Throws to first in time. Leadoff hitter gone in the third. Now it's Goldschmidt up to the plate. 0 for 1 so far. And he swings and misses at the initial offering. One down, base is empty. Just off the inside edge.
Close pitch there, and he's kind of wondering where it missed. You know, getting a feel for each umpire's strike zone is something that pitchers and hitters really have to think about and work on from game to game and sometimes from at bat to at bat.
Here's a high fly ball out to center. Mangum under it. Makes the grab, and there's 2 gone.
Now batting, the first baseman, Ben.
2 outs, base is empty. Now at the plate, Ben Rice. And that misses. Ball 1. Just missed.
2-0.
And delivers outside. Aaron Judge on deck for the Yankees. Pitch is in there. 3-1. That's towards center. Mangum under this one. And that is that. And welcome back to the ballpark. Set for the bottom of the third. Now up for Tampa Bay, Taylor Walls. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you had a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Next offering is fouled back. Ground ball up the middle. Volpe on the run, sends it over to first, and he'll be safe at first.
Well, that's a pick you want to come up with as a first baseman. That's how you win that gold glove. But it's never on him to take the error on a throw like that. And he'll probably tell you he should have picked his teammate up, but he gave it a good effort, just couldn't get it to stick.
So the Rays batting order turns over. Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder Cameron Meisner. 0 for 1 with a flyout. Trying to move him over here. Rice. To Volpe at second for 1, and he'll eat it and be happy with the out.
Second baseman,
Lau at the plate. First time up, he grounded to third. And a strike in there. Man at first, one away. Runner on the go. Ball outside. Throw to second, and he's out.
That goes to show you stealing a base is a tough thing to do and far from a sure thing, even with big-time speed. It's not easy to catch him, but that was a great catch and throw. Quick, not rushed, and accurate.
Two outs. Swinging a foul out of play.
It's so hard to slow yourself down when you see that juicy breaking ball, but the most success happens when you try to take that right back up the middle approach.
And that one misses up and in. And the count's even at 2. Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout. Nothing doing for Tampa, and our score remains 2-1. Start of the fourth. Now it's Aaron Judge up to the plate.
All around, I think if you asked anyone in this organization who's the best hitter in the lineup, they would say him.
Fouled off. He was late. And that one upstairs, ball 1.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
And that one fouled off. Judge waits. Misses inside. And the count now even up. That one is upstairs. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. Aaron Judge leads the yard. It's his 8th home run of the year, and they add a run. It's 3-1.
So frustrating for any pitcher. Finished outside the zone, and he still managed to get punished with a home run. Now, Boog, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
Bellinger batting for the second time, and that's strike 1.
You know, these Yankees showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
Towards first, and that's a foul ball.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
And Belly goes down on strikes. Anthony Volpe now at the plate. Fly to left his first time.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
On the ground to the left. Throw to first in time.
The batter number 13, second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
2 down, bases empty. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Chisholm goes 5 feet 11 inches, 27 years old, and he was born in the Bahamas. There's a strike. Hit on the ground to short. Walls. And that'll do it. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. And we're back. Bottom of the 4th. Now it's the DH, Yandy Diaz. Down the middle for a strike. And it's 0-1.
Well, these Rays doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Ball. 2-1.
Next one misses. And now 3-1.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
And that's a fair ball.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Aranda in the box here lets that one go for a ball. Fought off foul.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, I want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field not.
Next offering is in for a strike. Nobody out. Runner at first. Fouls it off. Still 1-2.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
And a swing and a miss. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Caminero, the next to hit, takes ball 1. And a foul ball. Diaz over at first with 1 away. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. In the air, right field. Judge pulls that one down. That's out number 2.
The right fielder, number 1, Richie Palacios.
So digging in, Richie Palacios walked his first time. This one in the air, center field. Goldie makes the grab, and the inning is over. 1 left for Tampa. Score holds. It's 3-1. Back here at Tropicana Field. Now here is number 25. Bradley back to work. This ball's chopped on the ground, and that chance handled. Sends it across to first, and the leadoff man set down in their half of the 5th.
The left fielder, number 24, Jason.
Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Jason Dominguez. 0 for 1 as he popped out foul to first. That's in there. It's 0-1.
He's controlling things out there on the mound, not messing around at all. He's been in attack mode since the very start.
Way inside, gets out of the way.
Ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Boog, if you can set up a good 2-strike splitter with a fastball on the previous pitch, it's going to be so tough to recognize and adjust your swing to get a piece of it. Clearly had him reaching for it right there.
Cabrera takes a ball as he stands in for the 2nd time. 2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Swing and a foul straight back. And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball. So the Yanks go in order. And the score stays 3-1. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And stepping in for the Rays, Jake Mangum. Fastball for a strike.
Well, these Rays just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
And a foul ball. And that one's a little bit low. And it's 1-2. On the ground to third. And he can't come up with it. Safe at first. No play. We'll see how they score this.
Well, he found himself behind in the count right there, but he didn't give in. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Here's the catcher to hit. Ben Workvet. Caught looking his first time up. Carrasco will move to first. Mangum dives back in safely. Cut on and lifted in the air. Judge pulls it down, and he makes the catch. One away.
Now batting, the shortstop, Taylor Wall.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Taylor Walls. He's 0 for 1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Mangum at first, one gone. Check on the runner. Mangum back on a dive. Runner takes off. Pitch way inside. Throw to second. Ow!
Now, I got to admit, I'm kind of shocked he got caught stealing right there because of how big the lead was over at first base. Catcher doesn't throw very well either, but for whatever reasons, things came together, and they got the out at second. Really impressive job, I'd say.
The Rays trailing by 2, last half of inning number 5. And that's off the inside edge, and it's 2-1. Late on that fastball.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Right side. Throws to first, and that is that. One hit in the inning, but no one left. We're through 5. Yankees 3, the Rays 1. Back now in Tampa Bay, here's Paul Goldschmidt. A little bit high, and that is ball 1. Bullpen movement for the Rays. Garrett Clevenger, the left-hander, is getting that big fastball of his ready to go. Pepio getting loose as well. Right side, hard hit. He steps on the bag, and that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th.
Now batting, the first baseman, Ben.
So up next, Ben Rice. 0 for 2 in this one.
He's been going after these guys consistently, and as a result, he's been able to keep his pitch count low, throwing the ball very well right now.
One down, base is empty. Tap foul at the plate. So now 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th. And that is downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2 strikes.
And they'll do it again. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Hauls it in, 2 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Aaron Judge.
2 outs, base is empty. Aaron Judge at the plate. He's already homered in this game. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Not sure if he was expecting for the pitcher to come right at him, but he got a nice cookie there and just watched it the entire way.
Just missed. Judge comes up empty there.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. Yankees 3, the Rays 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Well, we go bottom 6, and here is Cameron Meisner. First pitch just misses. Activity in the bullpen. Ryan Yarbrough getting loose out there for Aaron Boone. Hill also getting ready. Swing and a fly ball well struck left field. Makes the grab, one down.
Now back, second baseman, Brandon.
And now it's Brandon Lau. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
It's just been an impressive outing so far. Continues to pound the zone pitch after pitch, and he's been able to stay down. That's what's been key.
Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
Gets a piece and stays alive. The Yanks holding on to a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And that skips in the dirt. See ya! Strikes him out for the second time today.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Diaz in the box again, takes a strike.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Liner, and that should be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Really nice job of 2-strike hitting in that at bat. Just a really nice approach to shoot that line drive to the opposite field. There's a lot of hard work and discipline that goes into getting a result like that at the plate. Doesn't come naturally for most hitters.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Carlos Carrasco is done in this one, and a nice effort out of him, no doubt. New arm coming on. We'll be back for that in a moment. Will Warren taking over on the mound.
And he's had a really hard time throwing strikes so far this season. His walk rate is up there among the worst in the league for relievers.
So runner at second, 2 down. And now it's going to be Jonathan Aranda. Up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. Runner around third, on his way to the plate, safe, and they trail by 1.
Well, he gets it done in a big spot to get the run across. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Junior Caminero next to hit for the Rays. He's already homered here in this one. Late swing fouled off. Two outs. And that's in there at the knees.
0-2.
Rays down by a run. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. And that will end the inning. A run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. 7th inning coming up. Yankees 3, the Rays 2. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Garrett Clevenger. He's been so good against lefties.
Number 60, Garrett Clevenger.
Here's Cody Bellinger. First pitch misses. Clevenger in his 4th year, 30 years old now, and he was a 3rd-round pick back in 2015. That one misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
No, that pitch not even close. A 2-0 count now. He can't be over-aggressive. He's got to make sure that pitch is right on a tee for him.
Misses inside, and that's ball 3. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at-bat turns out.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
You know, Boog, it's been said these guys are savages in the box. You can see it right there with such tight plate discipline.
And the batter will be the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Bellinger aboard here at first with nobody out. Tried to check his swing there. Now an appeal to first. Didn't go.
That's a real nice cutter right there. I mean, this guy can struggle with the inside pitch at times, so I'd say that's pretty effective if you can continue to command it on that side of the plate.
The shortstop takes the ball.
That's a really good take right there. Slider down and in. Very difficult to get on the same plane and do anything with.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him. And, you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Chisholm stands in now and watches strike 1. Runner on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Throws it away.
Well, it seems like 90 feet is such a big deal in a tight one-run game like this one. Maybe it's a little bit risky, but they felt good about it, and it paid off. Let's see if they can turn this into a big run.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Not close with that one. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out and a runner at second here in the top half of inning number 7. Fights it off. He'll see another. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Off the bat, that one registered at 105 miles per hour, man. That is smoking, and these days you hear it all the time, but the numbers just don't lie. If you can drive a ball like that, more often than not, you're picking up a knock. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
One gone, runner at first. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Swing and a miss. Chased it out of the zone.
Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get two. Get out of this.
Runner takes off. That's in for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close.
Well, he's got a cannon of an arm back there behind the dish. A good, accurate throw is just as important in controlling the running game. So maybe rushed his throw a little bit right there. Didn't finish it off. It was high, and I think that's what allowed the base runner to make it safely.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. That misses, and the count is 1-2. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. He's got it, and there's two away.
Number 24, Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez stepping in now for the Yankees.
It's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
That one finds the zone. Strike one. Outside corner, there's a strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
And a swing and a miss. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. So a run on one hit, no errors, and a man left. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. The Yankees 4, the Rays 2. Bottom of the 7th, now up for Tampa Bay, Richie Palacios. That one's upstairs, ball one. Just off the outside edge. Now 2-0. That one missed.
Reno.
There's a strike. Next offering is in for a strike.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
Mangum in the box now. Takes strike one.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone. Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ballgame.
The changeup missing. And now it's even 1-1.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Tying run at the plate. And a count 1-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Got him. And 1 gone. And now the catcher for the Rays, Ben Workbeck. First offering, and it just misses.
1 ball, no strike.
There's a strike. This one ripped, but foul to the right. With the tying run at the plate, here at the bottom of the 7th. And a foul ball, he stays alive. The tying run at the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
In the dirt, but kept close. Well done behind the dish. Move to first, and he's back in there. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Taylor Walls, the next to hit.
Well, both sides equally as strong, so not a good time to try to turn him around with a relief pitcher and put him on the other side of the plate.
That one inside, and that's ball 1. Palacios, the runner at first with 2 gone.
Nope, outside.
That one finds the corner, and it's 2-1. Two outs. The 2-1 is high.
This is a really good feeling for a hitter at this point in the ball game. You know that they don't want to walk you, so you're going to get a pitch to hit. You just better not miss it.
And a 3-1 on the way. And that is out of play.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score him.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. The Rays strand just the 1. They trail it here 4-2.
Now pitching for the
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Ryan Pepio.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Now the third baseman, Oswaldo Cabrera.
Oswaldo Cabrera.
And it's fouled away. Fastball is outside.
Ball.
Yeah, the 2-1 hammered but foul. Liner, and this could be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. And he greets the new arm from the bullpen with a double.
He was all over that one. Great hands on that swing. Took the barrel right to the baseball, caught it out front, and ripped it into the gap. At that point, there's probably no question in his mind that he was going for two. That's just a great feeling.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Here is Goldschmidt. 0 for 3 in this one. And that's a little high. Man at second. Just missed. Tampa Bay's bullpen with some action. Edwin Uceta warming up for manager Kevin Cash. Orrs also throwing. Center field. Mangum moving under this one. And he makes the catch. Runner tags at second. And he makes it up to third with one away.
The first baseman, number 22, Ben Rice.
And stepping in for the Yankees, Ben Rice.
The goal is to give your teammate a chance to score from third. There's a few ways he can get it done, but his best chance is to drive one in the air. Look for the right pitch up and then smoke it.
And that one is downstairs. Ball one.
Don't be surprised to ball on the ground to the corners that they come home with the baseball instead of going to first base.
Swings through that one for strike one.
One strike.
Runner on at third, one gone. And he chases a high fastball there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's got good numbers swinging at pitches in that location.
Just misses the mark outside the zone. Ground ball left side. Throw to first in time.
Now back, the right fielder, Aaron Judge.
Here comes Aaron Judge. Lots of pop at the plate. Outfield playing back almost on the warning track. Singy, he's got a history of coming through into big spots. I know I like to talk about, I'm not sure whether clutch actually exists, but you look at the numbers, and this guy always seems to deliver in those spots. Up and in, and it's 2-0.
Well, I think it's the ability to assess the situation, understanding what the pitcher has, what he's trying to get people out on, and then being able to use the entire field.
Aranda tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. Judge out on the play. And that is the third out of the inning. One left for the Yankees, but they still lead this one 4-2.
Now pitching for
Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the eighth, Ryan Yarbrough.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves, late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Meisner leading things off and takes a strike. Fouled off to the right.
If you're a guy that can only hit to one field, then you're really not going to be able to come through in clutch situations because pitchers are going to adjust. But because he's able to use the entire field, that's why he's so successful in these situations. It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Breaking ball misses down and away. And he hits a ground ball right side. Got him on the off-balance throw. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
And now Brandon Lau, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Not even close there. And that's ball 1. Next offering is fouled back. And now 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
Next pitch is downstairs.
3-2.
Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen.
Hanging in there pretty good against the lefty.
And that one is lifted in the air. Goldie under it. Brings it in. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Yandy Diaz now.
Diaz.
And that's outside. And it's 1-0. 2 down, nobody on. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Line drive, and that's a base hit out into center field.
Up next to the first baseman.
Now here's the Tampa Bay cleanup hitter, Jonathan Aranda. Tying run at the plate.
Nope, that's off the plate.
Foul ball there.
You got this.
2 outs.
Whoa.
In the dirt.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Counts full.
This one in the dirt. Good job to fight that one off. Diaz off of first with 2 away. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Judge is there. And the inning is over. 1 left for Tampa. Still down by a count of 4-2.
Now pitching.
We're back, and on the mound is the closer, Pete Fairbanks. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Bellinger up to hit. Ball 1 and a pitch inside. And another ball.
2 balls, no strikes.
Here's a 2-0. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit.
Got him. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. So he gets the call and picks up the strikeout looking.
Sometimes with a good hitter at the plate, he'll be the one to get the benefit of the doubt if he lays off on a close pitch like that, but just not right there. Strike zone definitely expand a little bit with 2 strikes.
Here's the shortstop at the play, Anthony Volpe. First pitch, and he just misses. One down, base is empty. That one fouled off. The 1-1 is fouled off. Hard hit, right side. On to first.
He's out.
2 quick outs here in the top of the ninth. Running out of chances to pad the lead.
The second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
2 down, base is empty. Jazz Chisholm Jr. will hit next. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Now batting, number 25.
Here's the Yankees catcher now. Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. Throw to second. Out at second. That ends the inning.
Well, trying to get into scoring position, but a great catch and throw to end the inning. That's the way to pick up the pitcher.
Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Devin Williams.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
And now, Junior Caminero. Just missed. Check swing, no appeal. And a count now 2-0. Ripped to right. Judge makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Palacios in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. And the 1-0. Foul ball. The Yankees trying to close out a 2-run lead. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. And he bunts, but that's a foul ball. And the next pitch is way outside. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Base is empty, one away here in the last half of inning number 9. And that's a strikeout looking. Down to the last out for the Rays.
That's great location on that pitch. Right on the edge of the strike zone. And clearly the deceptive and unique movement of the screwball just froze him at the plate. I'll tell you, I don't envy these hitters trying to contend with that.
So they're down to their final out. Next to hit, Jake Mangum. 1 for 3. Fastball for a strike at 95. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And the count is 1-1. 2-run game with 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. In the dirt. Now 2 balls and a strike. That's the ball game.
When you win 5 in a row, the confidence just goes to another level, and you start to gain this momentum, and you think that you're never going to lose a game again because things are clicking up and down the lineup. Pitchers are pitching. The team is making the plays defensively. This is the kind of feeling, it's not going to last all season long, but you want to ride it as long as you possibly can, perhaps push it up to double digits.
And your final 4-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long from Tampa Bay.